India is about to lose 2 million tech jobs and create 4 million new ones. At the same time, the Indian government just dropped a report, NITI Aayog, that's India's top policy think tank. They report directly to the Prime Minister. Alongside NASSCOM, the voice of India's IT industry, and BCG, one of the world's top consulting firms. And honestly, it stopped me cold. The CEO of NITI Aayog stood up at the launch and said India's tech sector could lose up to 2 million jobs by 2031. But same report, 4 million brand new jobs, both happening at the same time. And buried inside this report, a step-by-step playbook that most people haven't even read yet. I have. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which side of this you're going to land on. Here's what I'm going to cover: the jobs that are disappearing right now, a twist in this report that nobody's talking about, what's working and what's broken, and 3 things you can do about it. Not next year, this week. I think India is going to surprise everyone, but only if we move. Now, by the way, everything I reference in this video, it's all in our WhatsApp community. Link in the description. This is personal for me. I run an AI consulting company. I run 2 other businesses all powered by AI, and companies pay me to help their teams figure this stuff out. I see what companies are cutting, what they're hiring for, and who's getting those jobs. So when this report dropped, I didn't just read it, I'm living it. India's tech sector today, about 8 million people. Software developers, QA engineers, support agents, plus customer service, BPOs, call centers, another 2.5 million. That's over 30% of all white-collar jobs in India. This is what the Indian middle class runs on. And the CEO said those 2 million lost jobs support 20 to 30 million others. Rent, groceries, school fees, EMIs. That money flows through everything. But he also said we can go up from 8 million to 12 million. Depends entirely on what we do next. So what's actually happening to these jobs? What's going on inside real companies? BCG studied real teams across 35 companies. Actual deployments, actual deadlines. AI is already giving a 10 to 20% productivity boost across the whole process of building software. And for simpler stuff, building an internal tool, that jump goes to 50-60%. A project that used to need a full team working 2 months now gets done with fewer people in less time. Night and day. Customer service is getting hit too. AI chatbots handle first-line support now. Tickets get sorted before a human even touches them. The report profiles 2 real people. Rekha, junior QA engineer in Pune. Her entire job, designing test cases, running tests, managing test data. Every single one of those tasks, AI does them in actual companies. And Aman, first-line help desk agent in Chennai. Password resets, VPN issues, sorting support requests, AI handles all of it. And it's not just layoffs. Companies I consult with are quietly freezing hiring too. No announcements, just fewer people. The report maps out role after role where AI is already doing the work. Major IT companies have already been cutting tens of thousands. That's heavy, I get it. But the story completely flips from here. And if you're finding this useful, just hit that subscribe real quick so you don't miss the next one. Because here's what most people covering this report completely missed. You know the biggest reason global customer service jobs stayed out of India? Accents. Seriously. Companies kept those jobs onshore in the US and UK because of accent concerns. AI just killed that barrier. Real-time accent neutralization, software that changes how your voice sounds live on a call. Indian tech firms are plugging these in as we speak. And companies are already reporting customer service jobs moving to India because of it. Think about that. AI isn't just taking jobs away from India, it's actually bringing new ones in. Jobs moving to us. Because of AI, we just turned a weakness into a weapon. Now, that opportunity is real, but the report flags 3 things that could stop India from getting there. First, education. The report points out that most advanced countries already teach computer science as mandatory. India, still optional. India produces fewer than 500 AI PhDs per year. Now, I think India has the talent. The pipeline just hasn't been built yet, and that's fixable. Second, a talent gap. For every 2 AI jobs open, only 1 person is qualified. That gap is growing, not shrinking. Third, 44% of India's top AI researchers work abroad. Not because they want to leave, we just haven't given them enough reasons to come back. Yet, the report is being honest about the gaps. That's a good thing. You can't fix what you don't name. But none of these are permanent. Every single one is a problem India can solve. And later, I'm going to give you 3 specific things you can start doing this week. Not vague advice, specific. But first, let me show you proof that this is already working. There are 2 types of people in Indian tech right now. Person A, same skills from 2019, hoping the AI wave just passes, refreshing LinkedIn for job posts that keep shrinking. Person B, a 24-year-old in Bangalore who started learning AI tools 6 months ago. Didn't quit their job, just started building on the side. Now they're automating half their team's workflow, got promoted and freelancing on weekends, making 2 to 3 lakhs per project. Skills they learned for free on YouTube. Same economy, same job market, completely different outcomes. See the difference? The gap isn't talent, it's who started. And I'll tell you something people don't want to hear. Everyone says there are not enough jobs for freshers. I run 3 companies. We've tested this. Freshers are actually easier to teach. You give a fresher a new AI tool, they pick it up in a day. You give it to someone with 10 years of experience, they spend 2 days asking why it's different from what they already know. These tools change every week. The person who can learn fast wins, not the person who knows the most. And this isn't just me saying this. IBM tried the opposite. Back in 2023, they announced they'd stop hiring for roles that AI could replace, mostly junior positions. You know what happened? By early 2026, they tripled their entry-level hiring. Tripled it because they realized cutting freshers created a pipeline crisis. No junior talent today means no mid-level talent tomorrow. Even the biggest companies in the world are learning this the hard way. I made a full video on how to become an AI generalist. That's person B, link at the end. But first, the good news. 9 million tech professionals, the world's largest pool of young digital talent. No other country has that combination. That's India's edge. AI is creating entirely new jobs. The report breaks them into 3 buckets. 1. Enterprise AI roles. People who know how to use AI, design how it fits into a company, and keep it running. You don't need a PhD, practical skills. Weeks, not years. 2. Frontier roles. People combining AI with next-gen computing. Wild job titles that didn't exist 2 years ago. 3. AI for AI. The people building the next generation of models. Someone has to build the tools everyone else uses. India needs all 3. Global capability centers, big international companies setting up AI hubs are exploding here. Walmart, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bosch. 70% of new GCCs list AI as a top 3 hiring priority. India hosted the AI Impact Summit 2026. First time a summit like this happened in a developing country like ours. Ender launched BharatGen PARAM2, India's latest AI model built for 22 Indian languages, built with Indian data. We are building our own tools now. Drop a comment. Are you already upskilling or is this the wake-up call? Okay, so here's where the report hands you the playbook. The biggest recommendation? The India AI Talent Mission. The government's already invested thousands of crores and set up tens of thousands of GPUs, the special chips that AI runs on, for startups to access cheaply. The money is there, the execution needs to be way faster. 3 pillars. First, make AI mandatory in education. From 10th standard onwards, like English or math, CBSE has started. Adult tinkering labs, but the rollout's been patchy. Policy takes time. You don't have that long. That's the gap I'm trying to fill. Second, bring our best people back. Grants, computing access, a dedicated AI talent visa. Saudi Arabia, 35 million people. Trained almost 8 lakh in AI. These countries aren't bigger than India. They just started sooner. Third, reskilling at massive scale. Those 8 million people in tech don't need pink slips. They need new skills. And there's one more thing. Narayan Murthy said something recently that changed how I think about all of this. We'll get there. That's what the government needs to do. But what about you? 3 things. Starting today, 1. Pick one AI tool and use it at work this week. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever you have access to. Take something you do every day, writing an email, summarizing a report, organizing data, and do it with AI. Just once, see what happens. 2. Block 2 hours this weekend. Go to YouTube, search AI tutorial for beginners, follow along, build something small. You'll be surprised how far 2 hours gets you. 3. Share this video. Send it to your office WhatsApp group, because the biggest risk right now isn't AI. It's not knowing this conversation is even happening. 2 futures side by side. Future 1, nothing changes. Tech workforce drops to 6 million. Those aren't numbers on a slide. Those are families, EMIs, college fees. Future 2, India acts fast. Tech workforce grows to 10 million. India doesn't just survive the AI wave. India rides it. And every single time technology disrupted India, we came out stronger. Computers in the 80s, India built a $300 billion IT industry from scratch. Internet in the 90s, we became the outsourcing capital of the world. We've done this before and we'll do it again. Because this time, it's not just companies adapting, it's individuals, people like you. And here's what people forget. People panic about AI because they think India is an IT country. It's not. IT is 12% of the economy. The other 88%, the kirana stores, the pharma companies, the factories, the farms, that's India. And that India is not going anywhere. And here's what people forget. From what I've seen in the data, 88% of India's jobs are in sectors AI can't touch. Pharma, petrochemicals, agriculture, the informal economy. India's economy doesn't run on tech alone. That's our safety net. India doesn't need permission from anyone to win this. If you're thinking, where do I start? I made a video called the AI Generalist Roadmap. 5 levels. No coding, links on screen, full report linked in the description. All references on my WhatsApp community. Narayan Murthy, the guy who built Infosys, said something I can't stop thinking about.
Technology will actually take away jobs. It will create a different kind of jobs. Britain introduced the first computerization. The union went on strike. No, we will all lose our jobs, etc., etc. Jobs have actually multiplied by a factor of 40 to 50 in the banking sector.
And he said something else that hits even closer to home. AI won't eliminate software jobs, but it will expose which engineers truly understand their craft. The ones who can ask the right questions will thrive. The ones who can't, that's where the risk is. And honestly, that's not just engineers, that's every job. Can you ask the right questions? Can you think clearly about what you need? That's the new skill. The people who move now get the new ones. The people who wait, that's where the risk is. That's it. That's the game now. Drop a comment. Are you skilling up or is this the push you needed? Share this with someone in tech. Sound good? I'll see you in the next one.